How we doing, folks? This morning, I seen a picture that reminded me that I myself, as well as many of you, have forgotten. This picture was about an old country store, like one of them old country corner stores. I mean, you could get had a one-pump gas station. You could get like your bread, milk, cheese, cigarettes, maybe a bottle of whiskey, beer, get your oil checked in your car. They even did full service, which you don't see now. Folks, it's kind of like an old school quick stop, or a lot of these gas stations we have now where they got the mini marts inside of them. But folks, I'm talking about the little men, the little guy, the dreamers that they wanted to have pride in their fellow man, their fellow citizens, have pride in what they do, in their business. They want to make an honest living. Now, folks, this trait is nearly gone nowadays. For years and years and years, I did work for a gas station, that was full serve, okay? And they continued it. They was the only one around, period, that had full serve, as far as I know, in the whole stinking county, for the longest time, because everybody else had already integrated into here, self-serve, check it yourself, fill it yourself. Folks, this is what I'm talking about. We've forgotten about this. This country was built on the hardworking man with that, that slogan, strong back, blood, sweat, and tears. Take pride in your labor. Make sure that it's done right the first time. It's not prefab equipment. It's not prefab houses. It's not these prefab vehicles where it's got machines and everything to build it, and you might get 8 or 10 years out of it if you're lucky before it's done blown up, rusted out, and just wore out to the point where it's worth nothing. Folks, we need to get back into that. This country was built on the little man. The little man has always had the eye, had the passion, started the businesses, have done the work, have put pride into what they do. Some of them don't make much. Some of them make a killing. Just depends what your trade is, what your skills are, and what your money allows you to do. And it also then depends on your fellow man, the clientele you can get for whatever your trade is. Now, folks, the little man, like our forefathers, our grandfathers, our fathers, our great-grandfathers, great-great-great-great-grandfathers, whoever, we make this country tick. They did. We've built this country. The laborers, the workers, the dreamers, the visionaries. We make this country what it is. We've worked the factories, the fields, had our own businesses. Folks, where's that pride went? Where's it disappeared to? I would love to see more mom and pop businesses. Hardworking Americans that are getting paid properly for their skills, their effort, their labor, their trade. Why do we have to depend on, hey, unless you have a high school diploma, hey, unless you have a college degree, unless you have a bachelor's degree, unless you're already a millionaire or the upper middle class? Why do we have to depend on that? Folks, we don't. We all have the ability inside of us. We all have that dream, no matter if it's to become a doctor, no matter if you want to be an electrician, a plumber, a welder, a mechanic, a record driver. No matter what it is, folks, the little man is what makes this country tick. The little man is what has always made this country tick. You know, the little man has created the businesses and then got bought out by somebody else. Okay? And then they turn it into a large franchise. Or if you're lucky enough, you were a little man that turned it into a large franchise. But folks, the large franchises and corporations are killing the country. Yes, they can create jobs, but they do more harm than good on the economy because the prices are so high. Okay? They pay you pennies on the dollar. So you're forced to live paycheck to paycheck. Now, folks, I'm not telling you, and I'm not saying at all, that large corporations do not help society or the economy at all. You know, they do help. Okay? They do create jobs. They do create revenue. But you got to figure, what do? You know, they put the little man out of business. You know, those of you that have a dream, that want to work for yourselves, that want to support your own families with your own labor, making your own money, working the hours you would like to work. Folks, we've forgotten about that. We've forgotten about all of it. How many of you goes to work every day and hates your job? You can't stand your boss. We have too many bosses and owners of these companies out there, and our foremans and supervisors and line leaders and whatever, that, I hate to say this, but are assholes. They've let their position go to their head. The owners have let the money go to their head. They worry more about revenue and how much profit they're making instead of supporting the workers that make them the money, that makes their products, that does their labor, puts their name out, makes a reputation for them. They have forgotten about the little men in this country that make it tick. We run the country. We build it from the ground up. There was no billionaires when this country was started. There was no multi-millionaires that already had, like, the franchises, okay? These outlet stores and these convenience stores that have 1 million stores worldwide. A company that produces all these products that you may yourself buy to use in your home, that is sold nationwide in factories and organizations and companies that are all over the country. Folks, you have a dream. You have the ambition. You have the talent. You don't need a high school diploma. You don't need a college degree. You don't have to have millions of dollars in your pocket to make a living and to support your family. If you have a trade, if you have a dream, if you have the talent, exploit that talent. Use it. Empower yourself with it. Don't let anyone take that from you and make you feel that you are solely dependent on the elites and on the rich and super rich and the upper middle class to pay you a measly, puny paycheck compared to what they make. Remember, you already know it. You're doing the same job, making the millions of dollars that you could be doing yourself, making yourself, maybe not millions, but hey, maybe $100,000 a year. Maybe not that much, but hey, it's honest labor that you yourself did, and you can profit maximum potentials. Please, folks, remember, the little man built the country. The little man made the country tick. Nothing has changed. We are the little men and women. We have the dream. We have the talent. Use it. Have a small business. Make your money. Support yourselves. Unemployment will drop substantially. Welfare will drop substantially. Use that, folks, please. And hopefully Mr. President, please, I hope this message and this video gets to you. We are the little men and women of this country. We love our fellow man. We love America. We love the ability to support ourselves. And we also love the ability to not be completely dependent on the elites and rich and the upper middle class. When we, the workers, are the ones that make the country tick. We work the factories, the fields. We have the ambition. It is not fair to us to be forced to work minimum wage or barely above it, bust our backs to live paycheck to paycheck. It's not fair. Please empower the little men and women in this country to do their job and to exploit our own ambitions and use our talents to better ourselves and not be so dependent on those that already have the money. Let us be our own breadwinners for our own families. Let us bring back the pride to ourselves. Let men be men again. Mr. President, please think about it. Grants that could be granted to the average men and women make it so much easier to get granted and guaranteed that funds and that money. Let us prove that we can make this country great again like you want. But Mr. President, please understand that if we are not given every single opportunity that we honestly possess to use ourselves, it's never going to be as great as it could. Mr. President, you are old enough to understand that the little men and women of this country built the country. We have the ambition. We're the ones that have done the labor. Please, let us bring back that memory and pride to America and do it again. Those of you, thank you for watching. I hope it wasn't too long. God bless.